Hi, this is Tam from Tam's Craft Room, and today we are going to be making a card that says I'm so happy for you, and most of the stuff is from Gareth's store, which is G Embellishment Emporium, and I will leave a link down below. But first we're going to need, I already cut my cardstock and everything down, but here's my base and my top piece, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then we have, I'm using this is 3 3/4 by 5 inch, and I'm using 140-pound weight artist paper today for watercolors and stuff. And what we're going to do first is we're going to grab a scrap of paper, and we are going to take distress ink, and this is vintage photo, and I'm going to make this look kind of old. I think my sponge is falling apart on me today. And we're just going to ink the whole thing up. Like I said, I want to make this card look like it's been sitting around for a while. We're just going to ink that up. Then I'm going to take a little bit of water. Just going to spray it in my hand. I'm just going to put some drips on there. We're going to leave that soak for a few seconds, and this way the water droplets will bring up some of the color on there, and it'll make it look like it's been wet before. So we'll just leave that soak here for a few seconds, and we'll get the edge of this distressed. I want to distress the outside of the card here. Not a whole lot, because you won't be able to see much of it. You're just going to see the border of it. We're just going to do the around the edges. Now we can set that aside. I'm done with this here for right now. Okay, now we're going to bring our piece back in. We're just going to take a paper towel, dab it off, so this way we have the little wet spots on there. Now what I did, this is the stamp set we'll be using today. Like I said, it's from Gareth's store, and I will leave a link below to his store. That we are using the buttons and the pin and the So Happy For You today. And I got most of these already done. But what I did was I took my Misty, and we're going to put this in here. We're going to put this on the front. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black today. We're just going to ink that up. The Misty is a great tool to have, especially whenever you're doing detailed stamps, so you can go over them twice and you don't have to worry about them lining up again. So I'm going to do this a second time, make it good and dark. There we go. Put that away. Just going to spray my stamp here with my water. Take my towel and clean it off. There we go. Now we're going to set this aside and we're going to take a piece of scrap paper and we're going to take the stamps, we're going to put the buttons down. We are going to stamp that again. Make those good and dark. We'll stamp them twice. Spray these off. There we go. We got those all cleaned. Now what I did with these, put this out of the way, what I did with these was I took my color chalk, which I have in little samples, and I just smeared them around on there just to give them a color. That's all I did to these, just to make them look like colored buttons. And then I cut them out and put foam dots on the back. We just cut them out, put the foam dots on the back, and then here's a basket that I also had a die that I used to cut out. We need to ink that up. We're just going to use the same vintage photo. We're just going to go over this basket. Just to bring out some detail in it. Now I used the Sizzix tape whenever I was putting this together, whenever I cut it out, so this way I didn't have to worry about putting glue up around the small edges. But we're just going to stick this down on the card. You don't want to push it down real firm because we are going to take some ribbon. We're just going to cut some little pieces off of this. About all you need for that. And then I went to my local Goodwill and found an old pattern. And so I just took the pattern out of it, and where it has some words, I'm just going to cut out a little piece, make it look like there's a pattern in the basket. This is why I said don't push it down firm, because we need to pick up the small piece at the top. We're going to slide that down in there. If I can get that back off there enough to... There we go. We're just going to slide that down in there to make it look like there's a pattern in our basket. And then we're going to take our little pieces of ribbon that we cut to make it look like there's fabric in our basket. Should not have stuck it down there. We're going to put that one there. Then we're going to take this one. I'm just going to put it back here. Now I'm going to put this over the top to make it look like. There we go. Now we're going to take, for today I'm just going to use my glossy accents. I'm just going to use it for glue. We're just going to use it on the back. Just a wee little bit of it is enough because this stuff will hold it down pretty good. Now we'll put our basket back in place. Now we're going to take our buttons that we put our foam dots on, and we are going to stick one of our buttons in there. We're going to take our other one. We're just going to stick it over in here. And we forgot to stamp our little pin. So just let me grab a block here real quick. We'll just stamp that out. Gonna need 2 of these. Set that aside. Now the only thing I really need off of these is just the points. We're not going to cut around the hearts. We're going to cut them off because I'm going to put a little heart gem in there. And you'll see what we're going to do with these real quick. We're just going to cut this piece of pin out. There's that one. There's that one. Now what we're going to do, we're going to clean up our mess here a little bit. We're going to take a scrap piece of red, and I already did the So Happy For You, and I also inked around it, so this way it matches the theme here. It looks distressed. We're just going to glue that down. We're just going to cut around it. There we go. And we're going to put this up at the top. Like that. Then we're going to take the pins, and I should not have put that down yet. Boy, I'm not doing very good today. We're going to take the pin, and you want to make it so the point comes out at the bottom, There's a little bit at the top. Now I got the glue all over my fingers, so everything wants to stick to me instead. Let's see, this one goes that way. We'll just pick it up that way. Okay, my glue's already dry. Now we're going to stick that back down. And we're going to take some little pink hearts and we're going to stick those to the top to make it look like the pins are going down through, and the pins are what's holding it together. And you want to do this with a black marker and not a pencil, but you want to put your pin line right in there so it makes it look like the pin's coming down through your tag. And then we're just going to put this together. And the buttons that we're going to be using for this, almost forgot this part. These I also got from G's store, which is G's Embellishment Emporium. And we're just going to grab a plaid button out of there. Put a little bit of glossy accent on the back. And we'll just stick that right there. Now we're going to put this card base down. Then we're going to attach the front. And we're almost done. Now what I did was, instead of heat and emboss this, I just took my glossy accents and I just went around the dress form. So this way it made it dimensional. But you can make the thin lines with the bottle and just follow the lines. Just color it in. And then once it's dry, it looks like you heat embossed it, but you didn't. Then I did the same thing with the pins. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I really hope that you like this card. And if you do, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and leave a comment below for me. Thank you. Bye.